bite,
Huh.
Mama? Next bite?
So
Wait,
that's
where is the next bite when I'm waiting? All right, so I've got some black sheets here. I've got some brown. I got some
white.
leftover stamps, old stamps. I said, let me just bring all of it because when we are doing our envelopes.
You know, sad to say, at our post office, it's a small post office. So the
Okay.
speed post and all, they're not giving stamps anymore. They're just putting that little label and
Yeah,
code.
yeah. No, it is not. It's not just
No,
yours,
I wish
Elaine.
they did. I wish they did, because you can do so much art with a stamp. I've
But
seen
you
people.
can buy your stamps online, Elaine. You can buy it online. I buy
Oh,
all my stamps online,
good
completely
grief.
online.
Never
Yeah.
thought that you could buy stamps. So I thought you had to go
Yeah,
to a
well,
post
India
office.
Post has gone online and they have a site called e-Post or something like that. So
Really?
you can go online.
I'm
Oh,
so
I'm a
old-fashioned.
big fan of stamps, you know. So what I do is, the good thing about our Indian postal system is, they stamps trump everything. Meaning you can pay with stamps for almost any post item that you are sending. Okay, so that means that all these stamps with values, they're not lost money if you collect them at home. Like if you buy it in excess and keep it with you,
Yes, yes,
you can simply put it on anything:
yes,
registered post, speed post, regular
yes.
post, any post, and they will deduct only that much money and you pay the extra. So suppose let's say you're
Excellent.
sending an envelope which is 20 rupees by speed post, but your stamp which you have put is 15 rupees. So there's a balance of 5, right? So they'll take 5 rupees from you and they will still give you speed post. It will go as speed post. It will not go as
That's
this
okay,
thing.
but to know that you get them online is a revelation for me.
Yeah. Oh, I have bought all sorts
Have
of
you going
philatelic.
to the post office?
No, no. And regular post offices do not keep these pretty stamps.
No,
Philatelic stamps,
no,
they do not keep.
no.
Philately stamps, they
Yeah,
do not keep.
yeah.
So you have to go to the GPO for these things.
Yes, that's what he said. Your voice suddenly your voice stopped. You're muted, kind of. I don't know what happened.
Can't hear you.
Can anyone hear Elaine?
Now you've come back again.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, so you get it online, huh? You can just check online, buy for a certain amount, and India Post will take some several days to send it to you, huh? Because they're India
Lovely.
Post.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they'll
At
send it
least
to you.
something, but they're giving it online. Yeah, it's a big
Yeah,
deal.
yeah, yeah.
My goodness. Very impressed.
Yeah, yeah, very lovely.
Because there were
No,
these
no, they
cute
are impressive.
envelopes where the stamps were kites, and there were these little children flying them.
Yes, yes, yes.
It was so cute.
Yeah, yeah, you get all these lovely things. Okay, so I'm just folding this envelope up so that we have a nice black envelope here. Now, shall we start with a black or shall we start with brown? What is the general consensus?
I've got black, I've got brown paper, I've got black paper, which is like some funny kind of a shape, which I will stick later. I have no idea how to do that. I will do that later.
I have lots of browns and whites.
Okay, brown and white.
Now
Okay,
I've
okay.
got a proper white envelope.
Okay, so you know what? If everybody has white, let's start with white because then
Okay.
that it just makes it easier.
Yeah.
And then we'll move on to other things. Okay.
Yes.
So with white paper, you have to check your white. Now, for example, here is a sample of a white that I have made from printer paper.
Okay.
Now, printer paper, I told you, my son has those envelopes that school worksheets, you know. I
Oh,
think
that's a
Elaine, you would have
pretty
got
envelope.
these.
Yeah, very sweet.
So I've reused all his worksheets to make these envelopes. And now this is printer paper. Unfortunately, printer paper cannot take watercolor.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep those kind of things in mind before you start any envelope decoration. We'll decorate this because I intend to show you that even printer paper you can.
Yes. Like you've done, the one you sent me was so beautiful. I'm dying to do that kind, with black pen.
Just black pen. That's all you need. Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Okay. So we'll do that because a lot of the envelopes we get directly in the market, meaning I'm talking about which come with cards, regular cards, are not thick envelopes. Okay.
No.
When we make them out of drawing paper, it's different matter. This kind of drawing paper, if I fold it and I make a card, an envelope, you can use watercolor on this, okay? And it will hold and it will look very nice, nothing wrong with it. But if we have the regular kind of envelopes which we get in the market, they will not hold water. So you must decide to use other mediums. That's why I'm saying keep other mediums handy. So one good medium is pencil colors. Okay, you can definitely use pencil colors. There is no problem on this paper. Smooth paper also. Okay, so pencil colors is one option. Sketch pens is not a great option. Again, it
No.
bleeds a lot very often. So let's avoid sketch pens. But your fine liner pens, which is your these are normal fine liners, no, the ones that we use. These are great on this paper. Nothing happens to it. So let's start with something here. I'm looking at number 3. I think 3 should be good enough. Let me just try. Yeah. Now, when we decorate any envelope, you have to remember, first of all, what are the considerations? What are you going to do with this envelope? If this envelope being handed over to the recipient directly in person, if you are doing that, then you have a lot of liberty in terms of that space that we need to leave for stamp is not there. That issue is not there at all. Okay. And the other thing is also that the address, because we are giving it directly to the person, we may not need to write that address, right? Because that person is, you at best you may write that person's name, or you may write happy birthday or the name of whatever the occasion be. So we are going to have more space to do art. That is the upside of an envelope that is used for that purpose. So if that is the case, without these considerations, you can actually do something on all sides, everywhere, all over the envelope. There is no worry. Okay. But on the other hand, if you are posting this now, you have to block out the parts that you need for writing an address. So the address space will probably come in the middle. And this is where I would recommend, if you're using, if you're sending out mail, best is put your stamp down if you know the value that you are putting. So if I decide to put these 2 stamps here, see how much space is gone. Okay. I put my space, and now what will happen is, if I want a bigger address space, this is not going to help. So which means my address has to come over here, which means I have only this space and this top space to do something, right? These are all the considerations. In fact, now I send a lot of my mail by registered post. I noticed that they need that space to put that that little barcode. So they end up putting it on the art I made. So that's my problem, my fault, right? So I always leave space for that barcode strip somewhere on my card. So I will first of all never send a card so thin, an envelope so thin. And if I do send an envelope, I don't embellish it at all. I keep it at minimum embellishment. Okay. Stamps have to be on the right corner, so don't embellish the right side. If you are using stamps, don't embellish the right top corner at all. Don't even go there. Okay. Most embellishment is best on the left bottom corner. Okay. Considering what space you have left for address. Now, in this case, let us start with a very simple floral pattern, which is by far the best thing to do. Okay. We can draw peony. Peonies are also very, very simple. So keep your this thing at an angle, your envelope at an angle, and just take actually probably a thicker pen. I'll take a 5. You know why I'm saying 5? Because if you have a thicker pen, the outline will be a little thick and the inside lines can be a thinner line. So now, okay, thicker pen, and I'm going to draw a peony. Starts off with this U shape. And a petal like this. So this is the side facing peony. And so we are drawing the side that faces us. This is U shape. Here you will draw some pollen. They look like rice, small grains of rice that you might draw. Should I lower this a little bit? Is this clearer? Yeah. And now on top of this, we have 2 petals, but actually there are 5. So let's draw the middle petal over here, making it slightly wavy. Okay. So that's 3 petals. Now we have to fit a 4th one slanting over here and a 5th one slanting over here. This is the basic peony structure. To this, you could add a little bit of a curve here. See, like this, as if the petal is slightly folded. You can put it on some or all petals, up to you. I'll do 1 or 2 here and leave the rest. Okay. Then comes the, these are the inner petals and there are the outer petals. So the outer petals are, they come out this way. Three of them here like this. And the back ones are quite, they are not noticeable because you can only see the top curves a bit. So now 5 inner petals and the outer petals we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 we've got. Over here too, you can have some folds on a few of them, not if not all, just a few. That will also look nice. Now most of your flower is done. You can go in with a thinner pen, maybe a 0.1, and draw the lines that will show. Now these lines which we are drawing, we are trying to indicate. Oh, have I spotlit? Sorry, I'm sorry. I did not spotlit my. The lines that I'm going to draw now are indicative of the texture of the petal. Okay, it's the texture. So we are exaggerating the texture by showing a few lines. So the lines will always radiate outward for especially for the outer petals. They are all radiating from the center outward. So make sure that they come out like this. See? And if you notice, I have not made them straight. I've made them a little curvy, slight bend to the line. They're not rigid straight. That shows that this leaf is like cupped. You know, this leaf has got a curve, a slight curve. So that curve effect, to get it, you have to make sure that your lines are not vertical lines, but slightly curved. So here also, I'm going to show you slightly curved lines. See? The curving this way. Now this way it will curve. Yeah. The same sort of a pattern follow on most of the leaves that are visible, petals that are visible. Now back petals are not even bothering with those. One more thing you can do is you can draw these kind of lines, 1 or 2, just 1 or 2 on the top. See, like this, from the top. 1 line here, 1 line here, maybe 2 lines over here. This takes care of the outer petals. Now we're going to the inner petals. Now what we are looking at over here is not the inside of the petal, it's the outer curve of the petal. Okay, all this while we were drawing lines on the inner part of the petal. Now we are drawing lines on the outer part of the petal. So they will come downward like this, right? It's a curve. So I want to indicate that curve, and so I will do this. See? I will indicate the curve by making my lines curvy lines. Now, can you feel that it is a curved petal? So these little lines, as much as a lot of people make these lines without any intent. Okay, they just put these dashes and quickly in full speed. What goes wrong there is that it doesn't convey what it intended to convey. Those lines were meant to make your flower look curvy and not flat. Okay, so do make those lines with a lot of consideration. Now here I'm going to draw them like this. Again, still a little, in spite of being looking straight, still a bit curvy. Over here a little sideways. 1 here, 1 down. Again, the moment you feel that it is filled up, stop. Now here I'm going to revisit a few things. One, the stamen is not standing out, so I'm going to color them in a little dark. This will make them stand out better. right? Able to see it better when I do this, correct? All right. Leaf. Now the leaves have to look like they're radiating out of the, this is a focal flower. So our leaf has to radiate outward. Everything, whatever you're doing has to go out of this. I'm just showing you in pencil. This is how the leaves will come out of the flower. And one can come out from here, one can come out from here. These ones will be slightly curved. Keep all these things in mind. Now, if you are drawing a big leaf, you can almost put the vein, central vein of the leaf here, and then draw what is very similar to a rose petal, slightly jagged. Nice big petal, leaf, sorry. To which I'm adding stems, but notice how I'm showing the venation. Huh? The venation is very curvy. See, it is almost leaning in like this to the central vein. I'm not making it angular. You can make it angular. That becomes more graphic. I should have my rough paper handy because then I can show you the what not to do. Actually, I can just show you the inner part. Yeah. What you should not do is this. I'm drawing a leaf. My central line. You should not do this. This is applicable in another situation. Okay. This versus what I'm saying is you should make your leaf a little more organic by making the curve come inward like this. See the difference? Straight lines, curvy lines. Yeah. Straight lines are also acceptable provided we're making more like a graphic. Okay. Then we can make one coming out little, maybe not as big as the earlier one. Same concept. Let the veins come out. Now here, we could have two leaves coming out. One could come out at the end, a smaller kind of a leaf. And we can have one more. Partially under the flower. So we put in some leaves. How much you want to expand on this is really up to you. You may want to introduce an entire set of leaves going down. It may look a little odd after a while because it starts to get bulky and it doesn't look very part of the same flower. Or you may want to stop with just a few more things, maybe a filler leaf. Do you know what filler leaves are? Filler leaves are usually like this. These ones that we put very often. These filler leaves fill up the space, quite literally. See? To balance it off, put one here. And maybe one here too. And here, in fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a small normal leaf. Just a small one. Already looking quite filled. Now, one more thing you can do just so that it stands out a bit. Take your smaller pen, which is now I'm going to use my 0.3, 0.1, and just darken this part with a few sideways lines. What are these? These are the folds. These are the folds on the flower. I'm just putting parallel lines, small parallel lines. Angular. Okay, see. Getting it? Now, according to me, there's a lot of white. So I can again go and change my filler leaves and make them, fill them up. See, so that I get some more black, because everything is looking like, see, this is a good idea. If you feel that you want to have a little more black-white balance. But you can do this afterwards, if you feel, when you look at it, that you want something. Yeah. And very simply, that should be enough for this envelope. If you are writing an address on this envelope, where am I? See, I will, I'll put some bulky stitching.
You had made a nice little border for the address on mine.
Yes, yes. I was going to show you. Yeah, I was going to show you. There are many options for putting address boxes. Okay. Let me just paste this in, because then I can work in the space I have. Oops. All right. Now, in this space, you can consider having your address in a space like this. Is a pencil marking. I'm just putting a pencil marking. Okay. This may be enough for your address if you were to write it in capitals. Now, there are many ways to make it kind of look what shall I say, cohesive to what you've already drawn. Okay. You could have something not so far away, but emerging from here. Okay. So what I was thinking is, you can have this, no problem. But since we've already drawn this and this are now appearing like separate things. Okay. So how about we have something that comes out from here? Okay. Like a scroll. Okay. Which will hold the name of the person. So now I'm going to just taking this pencil off, pencil marking off. Okay. So let's have this scroll coming out this way. And here we could write the name of the person. So you have a TUE, and let's say, if I'm writing it to myself, this is where you can write the name of the person. And then below it, you will have your lines for the address, which will be, where am I?
When you write the TUE, it should go along the curve, or it's like
Not necessarily. That's up to you, actually. To be very honest, it doesn't have to, because it's only 2 letters. So it doesn't really show much directionality. If you had something to say, something like this, then you could do it. Hold on, let me show you. Suppose you write,
like from.
see, and then you can have this, and then your lines underneath should be more or less adequate for writing out maybe 3 lines worth, if you can fit your 3 lines of address on it. Now, this is, of course, a very scrunched up space. I have made this envelope very, very short. So let me just show you then how it will look. Hold on. In pen.
So,
Now,
Susan, I have a slightly larger envelope than yours. See?
yes.
So there's my peony, and I have quite a lot of space. So,
so you can elaborate on this flower. So let me see your flower, Ellen. How have you made?
Okay. I thought maybe I don't know how to put my banner and stuff. So how to connect a banner to this,
Got it. So let me take a sheet of paper and show you. So this is your envelope, okay? And you have made your floral design
Here.
right here,
Right.
okay?
Yes.
Right. So now you can make it a banner which is entirely different, out of this, not coming out of this. I did that because mine was very close by. But
Yes.
let's say you can make a banner here,
Okay.
a curved line, a separate banner altogether. And have you made these banners before?
Yes, in Aditi's class, we made some
Yeah.
banners.
So you can join these banners and you can make the extension coming out of it. Okay, this part actually is quite simple. If you just follow any banner instruction video, you'll be able to get this. Okay, but I'm just showing you what you can do now. Now here you can write your write your name and your 1, 2, 3, or even 4 lines of address. So your banner can be isolated. Now here, out of the banner, if you feel that you want some flower, the same flower can come out from here. If you draw that flower here in a smaller version, the leaf coming out here like this, a leaf coming out here, another one coming out here, and then all your filler ones. Okay.
Yeah. That
so this is
nice. Yes.
yeah. So this and then you can, if now if you had thought this through in terms of I want to have a banner in the center,
Yes.
I would have said don't do this side thing.
Okay.
Leave it out completely. Okay. So I would have said, if you're doing something on the side over here, let's leave out any banner embellishments. Let's keep the banner, the rest of the address separate from this entity here, and draw just draw a box, maybe box like this, make a space for it and keep it simple, very plain. But here, if you have the space, first draw the banner. And after you draw the banner, you can have a flower coming out from here also. See? If you had planned it, you could have had a flower here, leaf coming out, one more leaf coming out here, fillers here. Okay. They are both coming out from the side of the banner. See? From the side of the banner, they will come out. And then what happens is, this is irrelevant. This is not going to fit in your design. This part is not going to fit. So don't draw this side thing. Yeah. This side bottom thing, we will not.
Right.
That is how you would plan. Yeah, that is how you would plan your
That's a good idea with this. Yeah, what you've planned now.
Yeah. Now let me show you something else you can do. Okay, so this part everyone's got it. You can now, how you want to put this box in here is up to you. I will probably put a plain box, and when I mean by plain box, even a plain box you can embellish very well. See, you can put a box, a square box, a rectangular box here for your address. Okay. Now, I don't know whose address I will write eventually, but right now I'm just leaving that box empty. So I'm going to put something like this. I did this on my live the other day. It was a very nice idea. It's very simple to do. Put a second line to this box. And don't have to make it like lines with a ruler. It's nice when it is not perfect. It shows that it is hand-drawn. Free hand-drawn, rather. That's it. Leave this blank, and whenever you need to send this mail out, you can put your TUE outside and write out your address in here. Yeah. So this is something that's very plain. This is something I do most often, in fact, because the envelope is not so great. It's very thin. Very often the ready envelopes are very thin. And so all I have time for is a quick flower and maybe a box like this, and that's it. Which is what I did, I think, with all your envelopes. I
Yeah,
think
they're very
very
nice.
basic.
It was just
Yeah.
adequate and it was beautiful.
Yeah. And if you flip it over, that same
Yeah.
motif can go on this side as well.
Ah.
Okay. So you do the same thing as you did over there, but maybe not as elaborate. This can be a little less elaborate, less in size, I'm talking about. See, something like this, and have the leaf come out. And that's it. And that makes your the back of the envelope very similar in style to the front. That's it. Keep it very simple. Small little one. Yeah. Now we'll go on to another type where we can we have a broad envelope, and this is more like a card envelope when we get a regular greeting card. Okay. Now here, the space for your, even if you want to post this, the space for your postage stamp is here. Your address needs about this much of space. So I'm going to just put a box in the space that I want for the address. Mark it out for the, okay. Now you can do something at the bottom. The bottom is free. This is one place that you can really go ahead and decorate. So I'm going to just show you what we can do. And this time, maybe we can do it with watercolor. I think everybody has got watercolors.
I have watercolor, but I don't have such a thick envelope. So.
Oh, you don't have a thick envelope. Okay. In
I'll
your
just
case,
do
then
it on a small piece of paper. I mean, I'll do it on a watercolor piece of paper, which later I can stick onto my envelope. Is that okay? Like this?
Yeah. But it will stick out, no? Instead of that, Elaine,
okay,
why don't you consider doing it in another medium? You have pencils?
Yes, I have gel pens,
so
I have pencils, everything.
Yeah, so color in with a this thing. Color in with a pencil color, and the rest of us can do it with watercolors. Okay.
Right.
So here what we are thinking of doing is we can have, again, I'm going with the theme of flowers, but we don't have to adhere to the theme of flower. If it was flower that I wanted to do, I'd have all my flowers. Imagine this is your grass line or the baseline, and you have flowers coming out. Okay. You will have these flowers of different types. I'm just showing you an example. Okay. You put flowers all over here. Try a different type of flower. Maybe one that has big buds. Intersperse it somewhere here. Okay. Then have big leaves. You know, those long curvy leaves. See? So this way, you can fill up the entire bottom of your thing. Now, this is a commonly done thing. What you can do is you can change this to, let's say, the theme of the content or the person you're sending this to. Maybe somebody who is interested in something that you can see if you can use this part for that. Like what I mean is, suppose I want to draw houses. Okay. I can draw vertical houses. Then I can draw these kind of fatter houses. Then after that, we can have these kind of. So I'm trying to draw buildings. Now, this is another lovely way in which if you take just the black pen that you have, and this is not even going to be colored in, I'm just showing you. You can make each one like a skyline.
Yeah, again there.
Sorry?
Sorry. The parrots have come outside.
See what I'm doing? And this is also very, very interesting. You can make funny shaped houses, all sorts of things, and all that becomes a good base for your card. And your card will look very, very pretty. And in a situation like this, you probably don't need to mark out the space for your address. All the space above it is your address, right? Now, some people will go to the extent of having, let's say, some vegetation. So they may have some trees put in. You can be as creative as you like. And as you progress, you can have birds in the picture. See? Just be creative.
You were saying, Susan, about doing this with white on brown paper, na? Like gingerbread houses.
Exactly. You can do it. And they look very pretty when you do it on gray also. I wanted to show you one gray one. I didn't bring it along. On gray paper, sometimes you get gray paper, and on that also they look so pretty. They don't stand out as well as on black paper. Let me show you an envelope. See what black and white looks like. See?
Lovely. Ooh.
Now,
Wow.
this is all great for something that is not going anywhere. See, now what I did is it cannot go by post anywhere. It'll never get delivered. But this was also a folded card. So because it's a folded card, I have continued the design into the other side. See? And then we folded it. So this is the front side. This is the where the name is written, and this is where the
Can't see.
these you can do for folded card.
I can see. Oh,
Folded card.
wow.
So black and
It's
white
quite
look amazing. Huh?
silly.
Cute, no?
It's
But you
folded
can go a
quite
little crazy
fancily.
with this. Yeah, you can really go crazy with this. Look at CC. I did a similar one on a longer card, on a longer envelope. Oh, why is it not focusing?
Can you just open your folded card? Because I don't know how you've done the back.
Yes. So I'll show you the sheet. This is a sheet of black paper. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
This is how Aditi taught us to fold it. It's a rectangular sheet of paper. I'll pull it up a bit. It's a rectangular sheet of paper, which Aditi taught us to fold. Okay. So I don't remember the fold entire. Yeah, it was this way.
Patchy.
Yeah, no, this way. No. And it formed a card. So what happened is basically after we folded it, we said, okay, now we can draw. Now we know that we want to have something on this side which goes over. So once we folded it into the shape of an envelope, then it was easy to open it out. So now I know this is where my stamps go or any information goes. And then I want something over here which goes into the bottom. And similarly, my design went up. See? You can't place this without folding it. Huh? If you don't fold your card beforehand, you will not know what is going where.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you need to be able to fold your card. And then afterwards, when you fold it back, it will appropriately land up where you want. See? So the back, and this is the front.
So next time, teach us how to fold this card.
So this is that's what I was telling you. Today's class, I didn't want to do the folding because it takes a long time.
Yes.
It takes a long time just to get the fold. So this is another one. See? Square rectangle, which I just folded it in, close it up.
Yeah.
And I did the same thing in black.
Oh, nice.
Okay. Do you have white jelly roll pens? We can do one in black over here.
Yes.
We can do one on a black envelope.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to do florals only, or do you want to do
No, other stuff also is good. I don't know
other
if
stuff?
the
No,
others are okay.
others. Yeah. Anybody has any thing? Because florals are quite, you know, you get a lot of florals. You can just go down that rabbit hole and never come out of it. Let me just look at what I could consider different. So, do it on your black card, but you can, I'm just doing on this because I have a folded piece here. Suppose you're sending someone wishes, okay? Imagine this to be the the front of your envelope, and you are going to make this look like a gift box, the top of a gift box, okay? So you have draw this. This is your ribbon. Imagine you have a ribbon coming to the center here, and that ribbon cuts across and goes this way, right? How our ribbons normally do. And you're going to put a big fat bow over here. Okay, maybe too high. Sorry. Are you seeing what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now what's going to happen is I have the opportunity to put a gift tag sticking out of my gift. Oh, sorry, I drew it the wrong way. A gift tag standing out like this, sticking out like this. It's going through the hole. And this becomes your space for someone's name. So okay. Now let's get going on this. Let's make take a size 8. First, the topmost thing is the ribbon. So I'm going to first make the bow, the bow. It has a center portion here, which has a few crinkles. And then the bow curves. So some part of it comes in and the other part of it is down below. You can do this white on black. Huh? I'm not sure who was doing it on white paper. I'm doing it on white paper, but if you're doing it on black, just simply do the opposite. You're using white jelly roll and doing this. Now pull out the other part of the ribbon of the bow this way. So this is the top of your bow. See, the bow comes over here, and then from underneath, you're going to show the curve of the bow. Okay. Then coming out from here is the and over here, you might want to show a few folds. Similarly, coming out from here, with a few folds over here. The fold can also be put over here because it does crease over here sometimes, right? Fine. Now the next thing on top is the gift tag. So let's put that also in there. It's a circular piece like this. Okay. Now, roughly the thickness of this ribbon, you have to draw your horizontal lines. So this is the ribbon at the back, and keep an eye out for the thickness on both sides. Your thickness of the ribbon should be the same. Same thing goes for this ribbon here. What's on top? Now, for those of you who are on black paper, you can choose to put a few elements where color can come into the picture. If you have colored jelly roll pens, I'm erasing all the pencil markings. Lots of fun stuff you can do on this ribbon. This ribbon can have polka dots. Okay. Or if you choose, you can have ribbons that have those lines. See, like this. Angular lines. In which case, you'll have to maintain these angles. See, you can do this. Simple. And fill up the alternate one in color, whatever color you want. So if you want to have it in red and white lines, then you can have red and white lines. And also this ribbon will have to have the same kind of a line thing theme going through it. See, something like this. Getting it? And continue that over here on the rest of your. So this is one option. The other option is we do the polka dots. So polka dots also a great option. See. See marks like this. Draw these in and color only the polka dots. Or alternately, give your whole ribbon a color, yellow color maybe, and make the polka dot some other color after it has dried. Your choice. So what should we go with? Shall we go with lines or polka dots?
I think polka dots.
I've done polka, but I made tiny ones.
Oh, tiny ones. Let me see. Hold on.
My screen has.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, very nice. I can see it. I can see it.
Very cute.
I don't
Very
know
pretty.
some setting has gone wrong in my.
Yeah, the blur background has
somebody
been
has
put.
done
Yeah.
it. My kids also use no, so somebody has changed.
Yeah. No, this is very pretty, Janita. So you are going to do the same polka dots on the ribbon as well, on the bow as well. You can put it on the bow as well if you like, or you can leave your bow this way. There's no problem. But this is a great way to brighten up a card you're giving maybe for a birthday. It looks like a gift, right? I mean, the top of a gift. So yeah, polka dots, I don't mind. I love polka dots. I'm making these big ones because eventually for now, I'm not coloring them in. But if you want to color them in, you can. And these are simple, right? This is not difficult to do. What I like about envelope art is you should be able to make envelope art, which is easy to do anywhere. Like you should not have to say, oh, I don't have my supplies, so sorry, I can't beautify an envelope. No, you can beautify an envelope with just a pen. That should be the intent at least.
Okay, so your polka dots are slightly different sizes.
Yes, and I'm making them big. See, quite
Yeah.
large.
Because when I do the same size, they look very weird.
Weird, no? So in some places, same size is nice, but in what happens with having same size polka dots is that you have to develop some consistency. It becomes like a
Yes.
surface pattern. And a surface pattern, then what happens? Placement is important, right? I can't
Yep.
shift the placement. So
No.
then two circles will come too close, two will go too
Yeah.
far. If you want
Yeah.
to make it difficult, I mean, if you don't want to have that kind of consistency, it is good to change the size of the circle. Then no,
Very
then
good.
it throws off the
Yes.
eyes. Yeah, eyes, this thing, tendency to look for pattern.
Yeah, that's so true, because I was making them inadvertently the same size and it looked horrible.
I like polka dots. They're very, very pretty. Simple and pretty. There. Now, in this case, I wouldn't be doing the polka dots on the ribbon, but you have to consider it very carefully. You have to think of the ribbon in actual ribbon, a bow, and think of it as if I put a polka dot here, that means that design is continuing underneath also, you know? So keep those considerations in mind always. So if I'm drawing a polka dot here, that circle is going to come here also. Similarly, if I'm doing it at this corner over here, then there is a curve over here that is part of that polka dot. Very, very important to keep these things in mind. Yeah.
Maybe the other side of the ribbon isn't printed.
Sorry?
Maybe the other side of the ribbon isn't printed, so you only have
Then
polka
yes,
dots on
yes.
top.
Then
you
it's
have
only
this
on the
white
top.
underneath.
Correct. You are absolutely right. So you have polka dots only here, but not on the rest of the bottom side of this thing. So yeah, correct. Those are consideration. Then what happens? Then there are polka dots on this also.
Yes.
Right? Because this still is the front side of the ribbon. So all these considerations you might have to make. And once you color it in, it becomes even more beautiful. Huh?
Yeah.
Really lovely if you do color it in. So there's lots of options there. Okay, so this is one style. Then let me see what else we can do. I saw one which had a thought bubble, or a, what do you call it?
Oh, blurb.
Blurb.
Like a,
those also very pretty.
Comic. Okay.
Yes. Let's finish this off. I don't like leaving everything incomplete.
You've got lots to finish. Those houses of mine are all blank, but we'll do that later.
Yeah, I will also finish this houses because I really like the house concept actually. It's a very pretty thing. It'll look very nice once it's done.
Yeah.
Then this is done. Now we'll do the this side. We'll do the blurb, the talking blurb. I'll show you something I found recently, which I found so funny. There is this one where let's say these are the stamps, okay, and I've got assorted shapes. Instead of aligning the stamp sideways like this, or even if you do align it, let's say you align it nicely over here. Okay, where is my rest of it? Imagine having some kind of artifact where, let's say, we draw a line. Maybe even
Just
longer.
spotlight your thing, Susan,
Oh,
please.
sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now see what I'm doing. Huh? I'm making a shelf. And on the shelf, I may put a vase of maybe a pot or something like that with a flower. Just an idea. Okay.
Yeah.
And a leaf. And in addition to that, your stamp will sit on the.
So cute.
Okay. So you have this kind of a structure where you have a wall, like a wall. What is it?
Yeah, wall shelf. Or you could
Shelf.
have them as pictures hanging on the wall also. Now that
It
you
could
put them.
be, but then in that case, what happens is you'll have to space them out. So
Yeah.
you have to put them
Yeah.
like this and
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
put
Then you
those.
have that little hanging thing. Yes.
Yeah. See, so you can use these if you have your stamps in ahead of time with you. You can do all these kind of
Yes.
fun things. Now, this is like, for
Yeah.
example, this is one thing you can do, and then
Yeah.
what happens under this?
Yeah.
You can have a wall hanging,
Okay.
which is your address.
Yes. Whole room. Yeah.
See, it's a quirky sort of thing.
Yeah.
You're giving some kind of a this thing.
Like a
Meanwhile,
little room.
yeah, and then you can have few more things, and this could be your drawing. So this could be, let's say, I'm making a shape over here, and here I will draw a duck, maybe,
Yeah. Very cute. Or you could have a window there. I think that may be
You
too
could have a
big.
window, correct, exactly. So that's also an option. So you see how the mind is starting
Yeah.
to fill fill up the thing. So you're perfectly right in saying you could have a window here. Okay, lay yourself out a window with a middle line.
Yeah.
Okay, and you could have a
And your
scene at the
duck
back.
sitting there.
Yeah, ducks. You can have a scenery out there. You can have whatever you want. The sun.
Yeah.
See,
Very
and that
cute.
becomes a wall. Now you've got
Yes.
a wall, and your stamps are sitting on the shelf, and you've got a
Very
picture here
cute.
where you're writing the name of the
Yeah.
person, and there,
Very,
envelope art,
very cute.
right?
Yeah,
So
it could be a
this is
bookshelf.
one.
Your first stamp looks like a book. You know, it's got a spine.
Yeah, it does. It does. Now let me show you one where we can put hearts on everything, or let's say, it's not hearts. Let me see what else. I don't want to be stuck with florals. That's the
No,
key part
florals
of
now
what
we
I'm.
can, after learning florals, we can do our florals, you know, all
Yeah,
kinds.
correct.
That's now you have a brown paper envelope, right? Oh,
I'll
that
take a
would be
brown.
only one color, I suppose.
No, brown paper envelope. Usually we will use black pen.
Okay.
Okay. Or we will use white pen. So
White.
if I'm going to show white, now let me take this brown paper envelope. Cut out there. This I like very often at Christmas time.
Yes.
I like to do gingerbread men on this.
Yeah, that looks very cute.
Yeah. Even not just gingerbread men. Suppose this is your brown paper, like I did last time. I had baubles. So I have these baubles drawn in. Jelly roll pens are not at all trustworthy.
Mine was dried up. I have a silver
Yeah.
today I bought, so at least that's something.
Very, very unreliable.
Very cute bauble. But do show
Yeah.
us a gingerbread man too. I love their houses too.
Yeah.
Making gingerbread houses.
You can put a nice bow here. Now you can have another bauble hanging from the side. And this could be a different shape. Now here, as it comes to the edge of the bubble, show the curve by making sure your stars turn a bit.
Hmm.
So only show a part of the star, that kind of stuff. See? Now for a gingerbread man. Let's try a gingerbread man at the side over here. All gingerbread men have this wavy line.
Hmm. The icing, no? It's so cute.
Yeah. The whole point
Yeah.
is our white pen is becoming the icing
Yeah.
and it is imitating.
My white pen is not working.
Not worked, huh?
Just try some yellow maybe for the bobble. Black.
Just trying to see what else we can do. Maybe a house, gingerbread house.
Yeah.
Next to a gingerbread man, you can also have a gingerbread, like a gingerbread house is very
Girl,
basic. Actually.
a woman,
Trying to see no candy cane.
a gingerbread woman.
Yeah. No, so gingerbread houses, no, you have to, it's very similar to a normal
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
If you are drawing a house, let's say,
Yeah.
very similar to that. What you have to remember is the doors and windows are quirky. You need to have a nice scallops and things like that are very good for. Yeah, my pen is also acting up.
Oh, so cute.
Very simple shapes. There's nothing great about it. It is just the effect of white on brown that makes it really
Yes.
nice. Yeah. Okay. So here again, what will happen is then you are writing whatever you are writing here will have to be in the same white. So if you are writing something, write it in quirky lettering. The name can be asked in any lettering as you like. Just make sure you write the address in caps. Oh, my pen. So white pen, then if you're using white, don't deviate to other colors. Just keep that white going. I think brown paper will work, black will work on brown paper too, right?
Black works well because my
Black works,
white
no?
gave up, so I just went to black. Black
Yeah,
works well.
black works, no? So there's one more smart idea I found. Let's see. What is girl holding up? So a lot of people like to put borders.
Hmm.
Now, you were asking me about this, right? This
Yeah.
embellishment is a very lovely one.
This looks lovely.
I do the same thing as I did here. Turn it over. See? Now, just having this line is good enough. If you want, you can put a double line.
Hmm.
I love to put double lines on these because it kind of
Double
makes
line
them
really
stand out.
looks nice. Yes.
Yeah, it makes them stand out much better. And let it be freehand. Freehand is the best. Don't measure and do these things. It is meant to be off. See? And inside something like this, you can use lettering that is fun. See, lettering that fits
Hmm.
the theme. See, it suits the theme of the
Yeah.
outline.
Yeah.
Also, by the way, when you make something like this, you can still do fancy things around it. Huh? So you can do all sorts of florals and peeping out from behind, right?
Hmm.
Even if you just leave flowers without leaves, or you want to leave flowers with those wine. Lots of things you can do.
Hmm.
To practice all these kind of motifs, you should consider doing it on just about any surface, any time. Don't reserve this kind of artwork only for intentional mail. So the reason I say it, because when we send mail intentionally to people, we send it too sparingly. We don't do it often. And if you're going to wait for that moment, these hand movements are not going to come easy, right? So what I recommend is, anywhere you can, draw these things. Now this is one embellishment. This banner that you've seen, right? You've seen the banner. You can make banners that go on top like this. See? Now it doesn't come easy to draw a banner like this until you have tried it that many times. Banners like this. Then this one, which I did earlier for you, showed you all. These elements, they need practice, and then only will it become easy freehand. So go to Pinterest, find these kind of elements and draw them a few times. See, this is one. Then there is one that is a plain box. Make a plain box, rectangular. And don't try it with a very thin pen. Use a 0.8 or something big like that. Make this like a doily. Or could look like a biscuit. See, it doesn't need too much of effort. And then put circles in the. It makes the ordinary come alive. Yeah. Very good.
Very cute.
Very cute, no? So these options keep always handy, because the more you draw it, the better it gets when you draw on any surface. What else could I? These kind of sparklers. I don't know if you all draw this.
I don't know how to do a sparkler. I've never done one.
See, varying sizes. Now here's a big one.
Oh.
They really, I do this almost on any envelope I send anywhere. If I have nothing else I can do, I will put these sparkles everywhere. So I'll put my name somewhere. I'll write my name like nice and big. And you can do this with anyone's name. You write the name and then put sparklers around the name. All random sizes.
Cute.
Big, small, all sizes. That's it. That itself becomes an embellishment. I was talking to you about thought bubbles. Concept on. Suppose you have a bird, and I'm not very good at drawing birds. I'll draw the snail I saw. That is better. So someone has done it this way. And that becomes your 2. Make sure that the snail is on something flat. So see? So the snail is talking, and that's your address. And then you have some space for the for your steps. Then go crazy with whatever you want to do around the snail. You feel you want to add another slimy creature out here or some slime on the floor. No problem. Whatever you like. See? Is there anything else that you feel like you've seen something quirky you think you would like to try, or you would have but whatever you write inside, make sure that it is very clear to read. So all this embellishment is great, provided that the postman who's got to do his job is able to read this text. That is most important. Otherwise, this is going to get lost. It is not going to get delivered. So make sure that the font that you use or like, whatever it is absolutely plain and simple for the postman to be able to read easily. This way. Very plain and simple. Don't make it too difficult for him. The fun is the embellishment, but the important thing is the address. That. So any other quirky ideas? Florals we've done these kind of like a gift wrapping. We've done this. I didn't use paint at all today, but paints allow you to do, let's do some marker fun. Okay, I'll show you one. I mean, are we okay on time? Is everyone okay for another 5 minutes? I'll show you some markers. So this is something that I've attended a few envelope art sessions. And they use markers very, very liberally. Envelope. Now this is, what do you call it? Crayola markers I have. But you get any kind of marker which is for those triangular tips. You've seen these triangular tips? They allow you to do lots of fun stuff. So let me take purple and see purple. Consider this to be my envelope, and I want to send something and I want to write a person's name. So there's this fun way to write. Write the name nice and big. See the angle? It's perfectly fine to have this. The name doesn't matter for the postman. Okay. And then after you have done this, everything else, suppose you want to write out the address, that can be written just plainly.
G601.
It doesn't matter, whatever it is. I'm just trying to.
Just joking, yeah.
I'm just showing you that at the end of the day, we are still writing the important details.
In block, yeah.
Yeah, X, Y, Z, whatever. Now I'm writing all this in block, okay? This is done. City, and I'm going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we've written out our address. Now this is quite plain. This thing has gone over here. Okay, very plain.
Yeah.
Here now you can do all sorts of fun stuff after you have written out what you want to do, and you have to of course write it too. sometimes Aditi does TUE in a very cute way. She makes a little banner for the TUE. Have you seen it?
Mhm.
She makes a little banner for the TUE. Okay. And then you can have your sparklers all over the page. This is not going to distract from the address. If you feel you want to put a border, you can put a border, anything you want. The basic details are all captured. If you like a border, put a border. Another thing that many people like to do is put a border and put, now suppose I'm putting a double line border. Looks very pretty when you do this. See? So in effect, you've not done too much of backbreaking art, but the envelope has turned out in just sketch pen. Okay. You can do this for the rest of it as well. Cute, no? So not everything has to have all the elements of a banner and florals and all that. You can just writing your elaborate, your hand lettering alone is enough. Big name and then all this stuff put in. Okay. So go to Pinterest. What I recommend is go to Pinterest and look at envelope art. People love to do really interesting stuff with envelope art. Maybe I'll show you one last. Okay. Now you can consider giving this a full background. Now see. Okay. Just all I did was I wrote the name and I went around it with a with this. Now on one side I will add a shadow. So if I'm choosing the right side, then on all the right side of all these curves, I will have a slight shadow. On this side, it will be entire. And that makes the whole thing pop. You take a white marker.
Yeah.
Now I'm taking my white because this is brown. I'm just putting on the same right side of every stroke. I'm just putting a white line. See? Just putting a white line on the right side. If you notice, only on the right of every stroke, right of everything. That's it. Down, up, everything. Here I'm putting it down and not on the right, but that's it. That was the only place because of the, look at that.
Very nice. Love the
Pretty,
shadow.
no? Yeah, the shadow, these kind of highlights, they just make, and that's it. That's all the art you need. You don't need to do anything more. And the rest can be just normal lettering, we're just writing out an address and nothing more, right? So that's what I'm saying. All the time, we do not need design elements. We do not need definitely like, okay, let's put a teddy bear and an animal and a bird and a flower. It's the wrong idea that we have. We can actually just take letters and play around with letters, and you get so much of fun stuff, right?
Lovely.
So that's envelope art. It's a rabbit hole you definitely want to slip down.
Yeah. Lovely that looks.
No?
Very nice.
So do an experiment and try, don't make envelopes. So now this, I'll tell you what, the disappointing part in envelope art is we always try it on envelopes. And then we feel very bad because we have lost the envelope when we have made a mistake. That is bound to happen. Okay. And then what happens? You end up saying, forget it, let it be. I don't think I can do envelope art. The better thing to do is take a sheet of A4 paper, cut it into four quarters. Okay. And do your envelope art on the paper. And whatever envelope art you enjoy the most. Now let's say you used four quarters, you made all different things, and out of those four, you only like one. Keep that one aside. Keep that one aside. And next time you're trying someone's envelope, try that one on the envelope. Because you've already done it, you will automatically make whatever corrections have to be made. You may say that, okay, I needed to make it more angular, slightly bigger, but keep what you have done with you. Okay. Don't directly do it on an envelope. Directly do it on paper. And on paper, no, I would recommend getting rid of this pencil. Pencil is not a good habit. Not a good habit. See, you're not doing it on an envelope. So what do you have to lose? Nothing. At best, chuck the paper out. Right? So get out of the habit of making everything in pencil, then going over it in pen and whatever, your markers, all that. Get out of that habit. The only way you're going to get out of it is, first, stop doing it on the envelope. Don't waste envelopes. Second, do it directly on paper and directly with your marker. Let it go wrong. Correct it another time. Take another sheet, correct it. Okay. So I would recommend doing it directly in whatever medium, even if it is watercolor. You want to take watercolor and just draw a flower and put a center, put a leaf, do it directly on the paper, no? Do it directly on the paper. So as you do, the more you do that, the better your chances of success on an envelope, directly on an envelope, right? Okay. So that is what I would. So cut a few pieces of paper, keep it, and then do all these experiments. I'm sure you will be on calls. Calls are a great place to try all this stunt. You're talking to somebody and you have to talk, but you just want to doodle. Doodle envelope art. All right. Great. So I'll send you some samples on Pinterest that really inspire me. If you are users of Pinterest, I would say definitely make a board for envelope art. Make a board and save up what you see. You can't remember everything. You can't.
Yeah.
You don't look at an idea and say that, oh yeah, you know what I saw? I remember it was something about this, something about that. No, no. Go Pinterest is for that. Create a board and put it all there. And when you want to sit down and get ideas, go to that board. It'll give you it'll throw back everything that you saw, everything that you enjoy. Yeah. And have fun. Send some mail.
Extensive boards on all kinds of subjects, from cooking.
I know. But the thing is, you know what? Sometimes we get stuck up on the board and we don't end up doing anything.
I've just introduced myself to Instagram very lately, meaning maybe some 6 months or something, not even that. So I really save up under art, and I practice. There's some art which is like perspective, or it's simple things of drawing animals or faces from shapes. So I save those, and then I really go back and do that. Those have helped a lot. Perspective, especially when they're poor. So I have to keep looking at that vanishing point, and people have vanishing points.
Yeah.
And there's one person who has this wonderful idea. Of course, I can't do it. I may one day have this cork board, and he has
Yes, yes.
on a thread, and he gets
Yeah.
all his perspective.
He gets all his lines. Yes, yes.
And here I am, like, and sometimes he has 3, 4 pins and all different perspectives, and just stretches it and draws. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah. I've seen that one. Most inspiring.
most. But yeah, 1 point perspective if I get, I'm happy. I don't want anything else. Not good at it.
Good.
Not good.
Don't worry, you'll get these things. But again, I said, Pinterest is great as long as you are doing something after Pinterest. Yeah. So if you give yourself a good 1 hour to sit on Pinterest, give yourself a good 1 hour to do something from Pinterest.
Yes.
Even if it is copying, I don't say that you must not copy. I do not say that.
No. You learn with copying.
You learn with copying, exactly.
Yes.
In fact, copy as much as you want. The only problem is if you copy and take the credit for it. That's the problem. It is not that you can't copy. Copy art, because that's the only way you'll get better. And that's also the only way you'll figure what you want to do.
Yes.
Your creativity doesn't come from just looking at a blank piece of paper. No chance. Right? So copy as much as you need to, give credit where it is due. And when you are comfortable, deviate from that copy. Don't always sit and copy. That is also another problem. Right? We sit and we copy, and we only copy. I'm great at copying everybody's work, but I do nothing of my own. So that has to evolve. For that, take your idea and then sit and, okay, I'm going to do 4 envelopes today in 4 different styles. And let me see how it turns out. Already I like this. It's so cute, no?
Yeah, it's looking so nice.
Is it visible?
Oh,
Mosaic.
is this a mosaic?
Yes.
Is that mosaic?
Wonderful,
Very nice.
I'm trying to focus
it gets out of focus, and bring it very close. Bring it very close.
Is
yeah.
It
now I
yes.
can
Very nice.
Very nice.
It just
I
started.
love the way it's going according to the feathers. Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
It's great fun now, by the way. Our Saturday class, if you all are catching recordings on YouTube, our Saturday class did a toucan. We did a cactus, right?
Yes.
Yes, so nice.
We did a cactus, and they did this toucan.
Wow. Really nice.
Cute, no?
Sweet.
Great fun.
But that's why I got out when I looked at my pictures and I saw Barcelona. It's so brilliant.
Yeah, it is very nicely
in the curves, in those circles, and to leave out so much just black and white and then have this Barcelona is so brilliant.
Yeah, it is very brilliant. It is very brilliant. But you saw, no, how she did those curves and how
the curves
it's just motion, no? The alignment of all those things in a straight line is very lovely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All that was done with such care,
Yeah.
Very good.
Good. So I hope you all are attempting all these things.
Yes, we will. I've got hundreds of envelopes.
You know what? Let's challenge ourselves. Let's challenge ourselves. Since we've done so many varied things and we've not concretely done any one thing, how about before next class, at some point, push yourself to make 4 envelope patterns. I'm not saying envelopes. Just envelope ideas. So basically take a piece of paper, cut it in 4 and see if you can make 4 different envelope styles, art styles. Okay. And then maybe before next class, just put it either in the group or show it on at class on Tuesday. And let's just compare and see what everyone's ideas are. Which idea fascinated you most? And if you feel that you want to do it on a color paper, like for example, it is white jelly roll that will look better on brown, and that's why you wanted to do it on brown, do it on brown paper. No problem. Like I've cut out this Amazon boxes ka paper, na? Just cut out a sheet, cut out that size of an envelope and do. What would you do with that jelly roll? Yeah. And just let's make 4, because otherwise what will happen is it will never get done. It's all great ideas and wonderful to look at, but we've not done anything. Okay. So I'll also do 4. And each of you all also do 4 and during the week, and share it on the group or bring it next time and we'll see it in class. One of these. Okay? All right. Other than envelope art, any other requests? I think next week will be, Aditi will be back. So that will be my last. Yeah.
Okay. So I really need to, whether here, not here, then otherwise to fold that beautiful
Folding of the
envelope
envelope. Yeah.
card, which
You
where
know,
you went with the artwork at the back, which is a brilliant
yes,
idea. If you
yes.
start
No, I
something,
will.
you've
I
already
think.
folded it.
Yeah, I think this one, Aditi has done this on some class thing. Let me find that recording and send it to you. It will be there. It's definitely there. That folding of the envelope and how she paints on both sides. I find it. I will definitely put it on the Tuesday class. Okay, check it out.
So Tuesday she'll be back next Tuesday.
Not next Tuesday. What is next Tuesday date? Today is
Today's
second, no?
second, right?
Date was
7th.
second, I'll tell
So
you.
9th. Next
9th,
Tuesday will be
sorry.
9th, no?
Hmm.
Yeah. So she is back on 10th.
So what are
She's
we
back
going
on
to do?
10th. So next week Tuesday, any suggestions on what we should do? Any recommendations? I'm up for any challenge. I love
Yeah.
because in class I end up painting and coloring and doing things.
Teach us something that you've done already like this and have researched and done a course on, or just looked at Pinterest and done. Any other thing,
Topic.
usable art that you do, that you just use, whenever you
Usable
sit
art is a
down.
good topic.
Yeah,
Usable art,
usable
no?
art, like something that you, like you did envelopes. I mean, these are really, especially for Christmas and this and that, though we are not sending so many cards, but if you are giving a card to somebody, then you have more scope on how to decorate it, because
Yes.
you're just handing a card
Borders,
over the
even
gift.
borders is a nice thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Borders are very, very good. We could consider something like this. I like making art that is like we can make art and then use it around the house. Because
Yeah.
very often we reserve things for keeping to give others. We always want to make art to give others. But what about art around the house?
Yes, what you did just on your in the morning, which I looked at today, which you done last evening, I think. You done a beautiful gift for a christening.
Yeah, for a christening.
It was such a lovely, that's what I mean. So now if you had
Yeah.
to make somebody for somebody's anniversary, or maybe make something for someone's, we had done a poster for the Prayatna Special Needs School. And then Neeta had done one for somebody's, for a wedding gift, meaning that she
Wedding
had
gift,
written
yeah.
some verses out and we'd done some florals. But what you had done was very nice, because it was a banner with N, or as you said, around the house is a great idea, something that we can use around the
So
house.
around the house, like things, for example, I make a full sheet, I make a labels, okay? And then what I do is I take a photocopy of that sheet and then I cut out those labels and keep it and then put it on any container around the house, any container, every single container around the house has got these labels. And all I do is on that, like I leave a label like this blank, okay? Imagine now I've made a printout of it, or I just make a label and I cut it out. I will go into the kitchen and look for a bottle and label every single bottle with something unique, like these banners that we just now drew. Okay, so salt will go on this, pepper will go on this. Look at the condiment size. Sometimes a bottle is only this much. So what label fits on that bottle? This such a big label is not going to fit on that bottle. The bottle only is this high. So what do I do? How much space do I have? Should I keep it sideways? Should I keep it? So I take, like, maybe what we could do is like take 4 different bottles from the kitchen and make labels for all 4. Each one will be different. So those kind of things
and
are
we can do
great
borders
fun.
on them, what Janita was saying. You can even do
You can do
borders.
so many things. Yeah, absolutely. So those are art
something like
things I
that
like.
with the masking tape, if you remember.
Yeah, Aditi had taught us.
Yeah.
With masking tape, no? Yeah. And didn't Aditi do also one session where she did those tapes only? Like she made strips of paper and she drew on them. Did she do it for a
We
class?
drew
We had done that. We
Like a
joined up
bookmark
that
or something.
accordion book. We had
Sorry?
an accordion book na? So she joined 2 pieces of paper with tape, which we had made by drawing on it. Finland had done with berries. She'd done berries. So it was instead of using tape, she had done it on a piece of paper and then we stuck it like tape. So it joined.
Like tape. Yeah. Those kind of things also very handy.
Yeah, but Susan, there's another thing also. Some of these she's taught us how to do last year, I think, a little booklet. Remember, folded a booklet. a big sheet of paper. But there is
Yes,
another one that
yes,
would be very
yes.
nice to do, is where you have this large sheet and then you cut it this way and this way and then fold it up
Yes,
into
and
a
fold it up. Yes, yes, yes.
roll. But first
Yes.
you do art on it and then you fold it up and then you can use it for lettering.
Oh,
Lettering. So if the background is all done with your art in colors, then you
okay.
fold this whole thing, cut it and do that. And then each page has a different watercolory background where you can then write with a black pen.
Got it. Yeah, I remember doing that, making a booklet with all sorts of designs on it, doodle designs.
Yeah.
Doodle designs.
Yes. So that is really nice to do because you can do lots of designs,
Yeah, right.
borders, anything. And then the first
Right.
is part of that large thing comes, you know.
Correct. No, I
It's a
have thought
really
of
nice project to do.
that.
I'll send you the I've got it saved up. That I mean, it's a very simple way to cut. No,
No,
you
you know
cut
what, Elaine, that is
one
there.
side
That
and
video is
3/4.
there. That video is there
Oh.
on YouTube. She has saved that recording. She saved that. I've watched
And
it on
the one
YouTube.
she taught us, is a booklet that is a different fold. You know,
Fold is different.
this one
Is it?
is
Okay.
something which has quite a few pages. It's a large sheet and it's really a thing to do. Very nice. So like a
Victor,
journaling, you must be doing
checked out?
journaling too, Susie?
No, I don't do journaling. I don't have the bandwidth actually for journaling, unfortunately. But journaling is another awesome experience. If you maintain a journal all through the year and every day do something on a page, it's amazing. It is
That
really,
Aditi
really amazing.
does beautifully. She does her, she teaches us the lettering with a little picture and food. That journaling is
Susan, you were saying something. Have you checked something out? We lost the train of thought, I guess.
Yeah, I forgotten what it was. No idea. I'll think it up again. Can't remember.
Were you
But yeah.
talking about the tape that we were making? After that, you were saying something?
No, not the tape. I don't know. No, now the Janita says yes, something came up and I flew out of my mind just as quickly. But yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I like making art around the house. I just and you must let go of this art. Like for example, I made for the sugar, salt, tea, oats, everything, all those containers. I made some nice flourishes and all that. And my husband dearest when I put in the dishwasher. So it comes out without anything, ink gone, that paper barely, and then complains to me, why did you stick it? Why is it paper? It was not supposed to go into the dishwasher. I said, should
But
ask me,
that's okay. Now you've got another chance to decorate those. So
exactly.
think of the bright side.
So that's what I do now. I just like, it's okay. What is lost. Now forget it. Let it be. Tear it off, make another one. So you have to let go of all these another one, fridge. You put anything in the fridge and your ink is going to spread and all your beautiful artwork is going for a toss, right? Because condensation affects whatever. So it's a loss that you have to let go. Let go of these kind of things. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway. So I'll think of something for next week. Meanwhile, please, four different envelope styles that you can, from what we've done today. Okay. Yeah. Give it a try. Yeah. All right. See you all next week.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you.
Bye. Bye.